A very good afternoon to you all. Today I'll be taking us through a recap of the last lesson I presented. Today is lesson two, and as a way of quick recap, we looked at salutations and a small basic conversation in Ibani. We also looked at the singular and plural forms of greeting different categories of people, individuals, groups, titles, citizens, and chiefs. Today, we are going to be looking at another scenario of conversation, and I hope you have practiced or you are practicing the last lesson I sent to all because it's a daily activity. I am so sorry. I am giving us the basics so that when we have a grasp of these basics, we can now go into the real Ebonic grammar. Okay, Ebama is good morning when you are referring to a single individual. Obama is good morning when you are referring to a group of persons. That's the plural form. Today we are going to be looking at a scenario where a visitor comes to your house and you need to welcome the person. We'll start the process by the knocking on the door and the types of responses we get. Okay, so if we're ready, we can roll and the door is knocked. Okay, you hear a sound on the door. You now say otwo. That is when you want to be a bit non-formal. You say otwo. Otwo is who is it? Okay, otwo, who is it? You can also say tuo bupogbolare. Tuo bupogbolare. That is who is knocking the door. Okay? You can also say tuo bupoma buimi. Tuo bupoma buimi, meaning who is at the door. You can also say tuo iye bupogbolare. Tuo iye bupogbolare. That is who is knocking at my door. So when somebody knocks on your door, there are different responses you can give. Otwo, who is it? Okay, Tuobupogbolare, who is knocking the door? Tuo Iyebupogbolare, who is knocking at my door? Tuo Iyebupogbuimi, who is at my door? That's the first question you get when you knock somebody's door. Now, when you've been asked those questions, how do you respond? Tuobupogbolare, or ere, meaning it is I. Or ere, it is I. If you don't want to say that, you can also say or habat, or boma. Okay? Now, the person may also want to know, after you have responded or boma, or habat, or bara, the person might want to say or tenga habat. Now, habat can now respond to say, oh, Bishop Gabriel Tuo. Okay, so these are the various responses one should be ready to give. Otoboma Buimi, or Ere. Ere Tuo, who are you? You now say, oh, Habat, or Tenga Habat, or Bishop Gabriel Tuo, Habat. Okay, so when you have made the person known that it is you, Then the other person can now say abuare, meaning I am coming. Abuare, meaning I am coming. Otherwise, if the door is open, the person can tell you sobo. Sobo is coming. To be a bit more polite, the person can say pasisi sobo. Pasisi sobo is please come in. Pasisi sobo, please come in. Or the person can say habat sobo, that is habat coming. As soon as you get in, the owner of the house will say, toro, meaning how are you? You now say ibim, toro, ibim, iboma, welcome. You now say imibam, thank you. Okay? Now, well, those are the preliminaries. The person might want you to sit down. So the person will tell you, pasisi ekasimim. The person will now point at a seat. Pasisi ekasimim. That means, please, there is a seat there. Or the person might say, pasisi korofene. That is, please sit down. Please sit down. Pasisi korofene. It's also proper to say pasisi ikasiake. Please take a seat. Pasisi ikasiake means please take a seat. Okay? The person may also say pasisi borofini. That is please sit down. As soon as you've been offered a seat, I think it's proper to say thank you. And that is you say imibam. So pasisi borofini. Pasisi ikasiake. Ikasi mimo. You now say imibam and then you sit down. As soon as you sit down, the person might go further to say ibu torofene. Ibu torofene, that is how are you generally? How are you generally? Or the person might ask you some mienye inana fenebara. Some mienye inana fenebara. That is to say, how are things with you? How are things with you? The other way the person might ask you is some iwangiaribara. Some iwangiaribara. You can now say aborare abem aiware agba. Aborare abem aiware agba. I am passing, I said I should stop by. So if you're asked Ebo Torofene, it's okay to say Ibim. If you're asked some Mienana Fenebara, you can say Berofori. No problems. You can also say Ibi Famabem. That means all will be well. Okay? All will be well. You can also say, okay, assuming the person asks you, Ebo Torofene, you can say, I am okay. That is, God is seeing me through, or Ibifamabem, all will be well. So this is just a general scenario when somebody comes to your house. The person knocks on the door, on your door, you that owns the house will say, Otwo, Otwo meaning who is it or who is that? Or the person, the owner of the house can also say Twabopogbolare, meaning who is knocking at the door. The person might also say Twabopogbolimi, that means who is at my door. It's simple. You who is a visitor will just respond Oere or Ibodu. Some people say that also, or Ibodu, or Ere. Ere, it is I, or Bara, or Habat. The owner of the house will ask Otenga Habat. Habat will now say, oh, Habat, Bishop Gabriel Eto'o. Then the owner of the house will say, Sobo. Sobo. Sobo is, please come in. Please come in, Sobo. Okay, Sobo, come in. Pasisi Sobo, please come in. Okay, and then the person will say, Pasisi Ekasimi, Ekasiake, take a seat. There are seats there, and then you sit down. Then the person goes further to say, Ebo Torofene, some me and bara, how are things with you? Etoro Wangare, how, what's your movement? Okay, and then you tell the person, Abora, Abe my warrior. Okay, so you say you were just passing by and you decided to stop by to say hi. Okay, so this is a very good scenario. I'm sure it's an everyday scenario that we all meet from time to time. So you just take a few minutes to rehearse so that when you get to somebody's house or when somebody comes to your house, you can just know what to say in Ebane. I want to encourage us to please try as much as possible to always communicate in Ebane, especially with people who know how to speak Ebane. It helps the process. Thank you very much. Until we meet again, I remain Bara Kabaka Brown. Omni Bimafene.